one of my next projects after the camera is finished, or during, is to install the rear door ladder. Treated myself to a Vanguard rear door ladder and a roof rack. So you have to remove these plastic little bolts here. It's a 21mm socket set. It's got a star in the middle, but I think they'll be quite tight, so, and you don't want to strip it, you don't want to use a adjustable spanner either. So nice and easy with a socket wrench, and they're all located down the side here, each side. There you go. It's out, and there's the stud, and it does feel like plastic, the top, with a rubber seal. That's the 6 plugs out each side. They're in 3 lots of pairs. There's 2 at the front. I'm not sure if I need those to use them, so I'll leave them in for the minute, take them out if I need to. I've opened all the packaging up, so the first thing I'll do is just check all the bits are there, rather than just diving straight in. Check everything's there, and then these are the instructions. And I've got everything laid out here, all the fixing points. That's the 8 brackets fitted just by finger tight. So you've got the brackets with a rubber seal at the bottom, and then 2 bolts to hold it with a rubber seal as well, washers and spring washer. And I'm just going to take them out one at a time to put some. I haven't got any copper grease, just going to put some multi-purpose grease in, so I can take them off later if needed. That's the first bar on with the wind deflector screwed in. That screws into the 2 little plastic sections that go inside with a nut on the back of them. And then here there's a bracket that goes over. Right, that's the first bar on at the front with the wind deflector. There's some brackets that come over here, and some bolts that go in from underneath with the nuts on. These screw on here with like a hex key that they give you. That must be a little hole there for to let the rain out if there's water gets in. Everything's finger tight for the minute, as instructions. So first one's looking good. Continuing with the roof rack install, just on the second one now. So you put the little bolt inserts here, nut inserts, inside each one of these. You put 2 in each one. So the nuts have been put on finger tight, or just screwed down but then backed off a bit so they're loose, and I've set each one equidistant on each side, so they're all slightly different, between 70-75 from the bracket. And then once each one's set individually, I'm just putting a pencil mark on, so if they get moved slightly I can put them back. Just a tip here, when you're putting these plastic runners in, get the plastic inside the tube with the nuts on the outside, like that. It might seem obvious, but when I first did it, I did it this way around because the drawings are a little bit difficult to see, and it was only when I went on the YouTube and had a look I could notice that they slotted them inside. On this particular model, it tells you to tighten this up with the Allen key, and then you put these little plugs in each side, rain water plugs. Just be careful because there's different models, so I've been looking at the wrong one on YouTube. I've been watching the wrong one. Look. Put this one in wrong as well. Look. So it's a very easy mistake to make. They're a little bit stiff to push in by hand, so just give them a little technical tap. There you go. Done. So I've got both side rails on, just nipped up in here, but the rods side to side are still a bit loose, just to line it up, make sure it's to my pencil marks, and it's looking good. One thing you have to measure is make sure that from that last bracket there to the end of the channel is 415 millimeters according to the instructions, so it all lines up. So I'm happy with that position. One of the other things to remember is the other sliding attachments here have to be in the middle of each one of the other ones, and then one at the back here. That's the central bars in as well, so all the bars are in situ. One thing I had to do was just loosen off the original bolts because they wouldn't fit in, so I tightened them up a little bit too much. So there we go. The next job really now on my van is to tighten up all the rest of the bolts on the roof rack, pin everything down, and then put the plastic covers on. So once I tightened all the struts down to the recommended Newton meters, I fitted the roller back, the two brackets to where they said, right to the end. The final stage of the process is to tighten all the bolts up everywhere, here, down here, and the clamps, and then put the plastic nut protectors on here all along, and then these clamps, plastic clamps, clips that go over the clamp, so they actually just snap on. They go underneath like that. Snap in, snap out, there, and they protect everything and look good. That's everything done now, apart from my ladder locks. These load stoppers here just clip on using some bolts and these little yellow spigots, and then you just nip them up, I think, like that, with this tool, so that you put something in between it, ladders, whatever. Moving along.